Tonight, McLaren discover teleportation, Roman Grosjean parks his car, and Danica Fiat has the battle of his life. Hello everyone and welcome to a new series on this channel. A few weeks ago I saw an OTP video where he drive the 2014 car for an entire season on F1 2015 using the 2014 game mode. So it inspired me to do a season in the 2015 manner, which I'll start to edit soon. But after finishing that, I wanted to do an actual career mode on this channel, not just one big video. But the AI on F1 24 are shite, and F1 25 don't to me. So I didn't really want to do a long career mode, because hoping that the game is actually, half alright, I'll do a career mode on that. So I thought, why don't I just stick with F1 2015? The AI are shite, but they're shite in a funny way, and they just keep taking each other out. So why don't I stick on that? And I decided to go for the McLaren Honda, famously the worst McLaren of all time. And why don't I do a season in that? So let's go to round one. I'm going to do it on Legend AI. So yeah, let's go. So here we are, getting ready to start Q1 here in Melbourne for round number one of this career mode. The weather looks good, no rain expected for the qualifying session. So let's jump into the end of our first Q1 run. We can see behind Bottas here, Rosberg is first. We are the only man yet to set a time. So going through the final couple of corners, getting it nice there, nearly tipping a tire into the gravel, but just about perfecting that. And on through the final two corners, Kvyat and Bottas both come to the pits, but through the final corner we get a nice run, open up the DRS, and now we wait to the run down to the line. Where is it going to place us? It's going to put us P2 so far, so a good lap for us there, and we jumped into Q1, and that is going to be good enough to get us into Q2. It's going to put us P8 here, and if we scroll down, Daniel Ricciardo is out in the Red Bull. It is on Grand Prix, not great. Sergio Perez and our teammate Jensen Button is out. As we now jump into our first lap. I think it was our first lap. I don't know. It's a lap in Q2. I think it's the first lap in Q2. I don't know if we did another one, but we're jumping into the end of it now. As we come through the final corner, basically just replicate the line we took through our Q1 line. Go a bit wide into the penultimate corner. Now coming through the final corner, get a good line there. Open up the DRS yet again. Now on the run down to the line. Is it going to be as good as our Q1 run? No, only 6th place this time. So you see here jumping to the end of our. Jumping to technically the flying lap there is, but we saw past Maldonado and well, he just randomly decided to spin. I don't know how. Anyway, now jumping to the mid part of our lap here in we dip a tire onto the grass, and then I kind of realised that no one else was improving, so I just thought, well, why don't I come into the pit lane? And so yeah, in the end, P7 was good enough. Two Mercedes running out of sessions, but yeah, into Q3 in our first race. As we now jump on to the end of our first Q3 run here, coming through the final couple of corners, and we just get randomly teleported and stopped on track. I noticed it from the off-bar replay. Yeah, we literally just get moved and then just stopped. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, now jumping on to our the second actual attempt at a flying lap here, jumping on to the end of the lap here, going a bit wide through there, dipping it out onto the gravel, just about keeping the car in a straight line, getting a nice line through the penultimate corner. Now coming through the final corner, getting a good line, open up the DRS, bit late there, as we now run down to the line. It's going to be P7 so far, but when we jump on to the start of our last run in Q3, we're down to P8. No, I'll take you on board for the first part of the lap, as well as now join me on the run down into turn 1. Get a nice apex there through turn 2, nice line. Now the run down into turn 3, potentially getting a little bit of slipstream off that Williams, I think he did too far as we now run down into turn 3, getting it nicely stopped there now on the run into turn 4. Not real but on this corner, but go slightly wide there, but onto the big sausage curve, they can have a good line through turn 5, and coming towards intersector 1 a bit up. Now jump on to the end of our final Q3 lap. Good line through there. Now coming through into the final couple of corners. Nice line through there, but we dip a tire into the grass and just about keep it in a straight line. Oh, just about nearly lose it though. But now coming through the penultimate corner, getting a nice line through there. Now the final corner, This is crucial if we want to elevate ourselves any higher in this race. We're down to P9 here in qualifying. Well, but as for the grid there, it is going to be P7 in this race. So yeah, not a bad performance for us in this qualifying session. Actually a good one in Q3 as he gets out of the car and he shakes a man's hand and he looks incredibly dodgy. Someone get that man on the sex offenders registry. Not Fernando Alonso though. He's quite sexy guy. I'd leave kids with him. Anyway, but that is Q3. Lewis Hamilton on pole from Sebastian Vettel by less than a tenth there. We're comfortably ninth anyway. But yeah, good lap there. But it's P7 on tomorrow's grid for the Australian Grand Prix. As now we see here round 1 of the season. It looks dry to me, so I don't think there'll be any rain as we get on to the grid. Here is this. No, the grid. Forgot grid girls, quite frankly, actually, on this game. But yeah. Anyway, we now sit in our car on the grid, wrecking ready. We're having a look at our race strategy. It's saying a 3-stop is the strategy from here. I don't plan on doing that. I plan on doing a 2-stop with one set of options and 2 sets of primes in this race. Hopefully, we can gain a few positions potentially on strategy. So yeah, that is why we are going to go for a 2-stop in this race. Option prime. As we now get ready to go to the start of this Grand Prix. Now, it's 5 red lights to the start of the Australian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. It's been an okay start for us so far as we try and run down into turn 1. I see Vettel's lost the place down up towards the front, slightly goes to the inside line. But we defend that nicely as we now actually pull a gap on the cars behind us here. I think someone's hit the wall there, yellow flags behind. I wonder who that is, but now into turn 3, we maintain our P7 in this Grand Prix. We actually had a look to what happened behind us. Nico Hulkenberg ran wide and then just gets tagged by the Sauber and hits the Red Bull. I don't know if that Red Bull has any front wing damage there, but anyway, jumping on to the start of lap number 2, heading down into turn 3 here. Carlos Sainz in that Toro Rosso looking to try and make the move as the McLaren Honda engine giving us absolutely no power whatsoever, and Carlos Sainz is able to breeze around the outside of us in that Toro Rosso as we now jump on to the start of lap number 4. DRS open for us, but again the McLaren Honda is so shite. Verstappen nearly come back. We run wide into turn 1 and that surely will be us down into 9th place. Yep, Max Verstappen goes round the outside of us and up into P9, and Roman Grosjean in the Mercedes engine Lotus tries to go round the outside. We're just going to basically squeeze them off. There's a bit of contact arm around. We are around at turn 4 and let me go, please, Roman. We trying to just get out, reverse ourselves back onto the track, and I don't know what's happening there. Let's take a look at the replay though. Roman, it's a bit of a racing incident. Grosjean kind of turns toward us, but then we do turn in on him. So I think we both just we're naturally going to come together, unfortunately. And yeah, both cars end up round in this race as we kind of just get stuck on each other there. And what happens here? He just then decides to park his car and then unsurprisingly gets collected by our teammate and the man of cars. We now get back onto the track, getting through the gap of Button and Roberto Merri there, down into P16 in this race from P9 it was. As we now jump on to the start of midway through lap 5, sorry. Don't know what I'm about. A few cars that go into the pits. We're going to go down the inside of Will Stevens. Absolutely embarrassing. Will the lad Stevens. What a guy I am. But anyway, on the end of lap 6, we're coming in to the pits for our first set of prime tyres and our first stop of the race. Putting the pit limiter on. Technically, I actually took control of the pit lane in this game, as in the pits. We must go. A good stop from our boys there. There's the prime tyres on the car. Are we going to re-emerge in this race? Grosjean coming down the pit straight now. He overtakes us. Where are we going to come out of into this race? It is going to be P17 for us, so a lot of work to be done in these next 2 stints here. It's moving on to lap 8. Yellow flags up ahead. I don't know what has happened there, but it's involving our teammate who's crashed again with a Lotus. And then Perez has also been involved, but Button has been in the wars this race, hasn't he? Anyway, moving on to lap 13 now. We're in at P7 not in this Grand Prix. We might fall out at P8 of those. Kimi Raikkonen's going to try and go round the outside of us seeing he will on those fresh option tyres, and in that Ferrari he does make the move on us. Just move on to lap 15. Max Verstappen here is coming behind us. He's going to go round the outside into this turn 10, and well, because the AI and F1 2015 are shite at wheel-to-wheel racing, he just kind of straight lines it, to be fair. Moving on to lap 16, Daniel Kvyat and Valtteri Bottas are both behind us. Kvyat is going to try make the exact same move as Max Verstappen and does the exact same thing as Max Verstappen there. So if you want some proof that yeah, I can't go wheel racing in this game, there's your proof. But anyway, here comes Daniel Kvyat. He's actually going to go round the outside into, for Daniel Collins, this is, he's going to try hold it through the inside, but he is going to get us down the inside. And now Valtteri Bottas is the next man. He will try to take us, and shock horror, the Mercedes engine in that Williams absolutely obliterates. Well, let's put the Holland one in this one, and he just does the stunt though to run into the back of his teammate Felipe Massa. But anyway, now on the end of lap 17, we come into the pits. Jesus Christ, we nearly hit the wall. We hit the wall. There's right, we come in for potentially our final stop in this race here. Looking to put on another set of prime tyres on, except we aren't. We've put options on. I forgot to change the pit stop strategy. We're forced into a 3-stop. That might be our race done, lads, I'll be honest. Oh, for God's sake, I'm a fucking idiot. Oh, I forgot, didn't even bother checking. We emerge in this race in P11 though, so not as bad as I thought it would be. Potentially we can still hopefully get a few points with Daniel Ricciardo. He'll try to go around the outside of us into turn 10 with a slow car there. It's Lewis Hamilton, he's got a puncture in this race as we've gone around the outside of Carlos Sainz. There's 2 places gained. I'm rubbing to what a move there. The fact that we tried to avoid him and basically got our car, not put our car into the grass, is it's now got on to lap 22 here. It's P5 in this race. Sebastian Vettel is going to try and get the move on us. He's on prime tyres, and yeah, he just gets through in his Ferrari, and up into P5 for him as we come into the pit lane for what will actually be our last pit stop in this race on the end of lap 22. And we're looking to put another set of option tyres on the car. The pit crew are ready for us as here we come into the pit lane. Can we have another good stop? A third one of the day. Yes, we can. 2.4 seconds, which nowadays, actually, that's still pretty good nowadays. McLaren have set the world record for a pit stop, but you know, it's still a good pit stop. That to be fair to now, we're going to re-emerge in this race. Is that parent? It's going to be P9 as Daniel Ricciardo and Sergio Perez both get us in this race. 6 laps to go. Those Carlos Sainz now actually might get the run, and I wonder if that's DRS or not. Is he he's gonna try to go around the outside down the straight? It doesn't have DRS. That is just how slow the McLaren engine is, because that's still a Renault. That is still an awful engine. But anyway, now coming on to the laps when it is so later on into lap 23, we're gonna go down the inside of Carlos Sainz, try to force him more wide here as we come now through down here. We're going to try and get the move, take a lot of curve and grass, but Sainz still goes wide, and then is up into P8. And now moving on to lap 25, Lewis Hamilton has come into the pits again as we cut now to a replay of a yellow flag here. It's Daniel Kvyat and Nico Hülkenberg, and they've both somehow got punctures and just kind of crashed into each other, quite frankly. So yeah, that's not good for them in this race. Kvyat still looks stuck there. There goes Hülkenberg and Marius as we've hit the back of Hülkenberg there. Luckily, we've somehow to remain from that unscathed in this race series. Now we come down into turn 10. Green flags now, has it clear. But then Mary goes round the outside, then tries to block his yellow flags. Ricciardo's slow there as well. We somehow got an illegal overtake on Roberto Mary. I don't know how, he was a lapped car, so surely that didn't really overtake him as Ricciardo's already gone off. He's clearly got some kind of damage on in that Red Bull. As we go round up the inside, yeah, he has no grip. There's no turning. Yeah, so up into P5 now in this race. I don't know how, after that crash with Ryan Grosjean, we were in P5, but now Lewis Hamilton wants to try and take it away from us here. He's in the Mercedes, a very powerful car, arguably the most dominant of all time, and he just goes around the outside. We can't really compete, quite frankly. We've got a Honda engine, he's got a Mercedes engine, but surely not. Oh my God, we're actually going for it here. We actually got a better exit, but Lewis Hamilton we can't really fight it. We're going down the inside of Lewis Hamilton, forcing wide, and we're actually back up into P5 in this race. Somehow, I don't know how we've overtaken Lewis Hamilton, but that won't last for long, as both him and Valtteri Bottas, his future Mercedes teammate looked to because Hamilton's got us, and Bottas can get it around the outside. No, he can't. Not down the straight, and I don't think he gets down into turn 3. No, he doesn't. But moving on to lap further on into lap 28 is you surely get to say gets the better one out of that corner, and yep, up into P6 and down into P7 for us, which is still some solid points. But then moving on to the end of that, Lewis Hamilton, for some unknown, inexplicable, has decided to just come into the pits on lap 28 with a lap to go. So somehow in this race we're just going to cut to the end. Nico Rosberg has won it. We are going to finish in P6. Bear in mind, at one point we were 17th in this race because we were spun round in this. But I don't know how. We somehow managed to recover. We're going to somehow take home P6 in this race. Fair play to me. It turns out this McLaren might not be as bad as we thought it was. For some reason, Fernando looks utterly gutted here. He's just got P6 in this race, and he looks utterly devastated. So anyway, here are the standings. Nico Rosberg wins the Grand Prix, did a 4-stop strategy. Massa and Raikkonen round out the podium. Sebastian Vettel and Bottas both did 4-stop strategies. They come home in 4th and 5th, as we come home in P6. Sergio Perez, after that crash with Button, I don't know how, he actually managed to re-emerge in P7 in this race. Sainz gets 8th, Hamilton is 9th, and Daniel Ricciardo rounds out the top 10. Jenson Button, despite being round at 1 point, managed to take pole P, but it was actually not a bad result from 18th on the grid for us. So understandably, the Drivers' Championship is the results of the race. So yeah, not really much of point of showing you this. But the Constructors' Championship is actually where it's interesting. Williams lead the Constructors by 1 point over Mercedes, and Ferrari are also on joint points with the same amount of points as Mercedes, as we are in 4th place with our P6. Force India in 5th, Toro Rosso in 6th. Red Bull in 7th, Lotus, Sauber and Manor have no points, respectively, and so yeah. Anyway, that's been round 1 of this career mode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again soon. So anyway, but thank you for watching, and goodbye.